Hello Leo, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo and I'm here with your January tarot forecast. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or you're coming back. I love having you guys here and I'm excited for what the January brings. Happy New Year, by the way, happy holidays. I'm still keeping some of my decorations because I'm from Ukraine, and in Ukraine Christmas is celebrated by Orthodox tradition, usually on the 7th of Jan. So I'm keeping everything until that day at least. All right, let's get started. As always, we'll be focusing on your love situation, your career and workspace, and also I'll get you some guidance from the universe to see how to best utilize the energies of the month. At the end, I'm gonna pull some messages from your person of interest to yourself. Usually I use the Hermit Tarot deck with the actual messages, but today I'm just gonna do the regular tarot deck. So yes, changing it up a little bit. Let's start with an oracle card. Let's see what we have for Leo in the months of January 2023. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and share. Of course, check out my website. I've gotten back to writing in my blog. I started doing events. We had the first webinar on personal astrology in December. I'm doing another one this Sunday on the North Node and finding your mission and purpose in life. It's free, so make sure that you register. I'll post the link in the comment, but you'll also be able to find it on the website. Whew. Yeah, a lot of exciting plans for the channel and for Mindful Bamboo in general. So yeah, stay tuned and subscribe not to miss any updates. And sign up for my newsletters, most importantly, because that will be the summary of everything that's going on, so you don't miss anything important. And of course, since I'm going to Hawaii for the next few months, I'm departing next Friday. I will have separate section of content on my website dedicated to Hawaii and my experience there. Okay, so you got two cards, Leo: Observer and No Place Like Home, number 49 and 50. And I promise you, I shuffled the deck really well. So you have that progression, 49 and then 50, right? It means that you're naturally moving forward step by step the way it was intended by the divine, by your higher power, by the universe. So even if it doesn't make sense to you, if it doesn't feel or doesn't look logical, that order in which events are happening, you're supposed to trust that it really is like that. And not just to trust in general, but actually to pay attention to what is happening and understand for yourself why, right? It's like an active observation, not just a kind of like, I'm observing my life, like just acknowledging this happened, that happened, that happened. It's important to be more aware than that, to understand how those events are brought about, what do they mean in your life, and what kind of messages are being delivered to you. What does it mean for your next steps? Where are you going next? Right? Because usually everything is some sort of a thread, some sort of a connection to the next step, to the next leap. And then no place like home, of course, it's important to stay grounded and balanced, to keep your heart open as you are taking on the new phase of your life. Maybe you're setting up New Year's resolutions, right? Remembering that this feeling is important. It's a big part of manifestation process. So whatever your dreams, wishes, and intentions are, you're supposed to get to the place where you feel good, as if you're already as if your dream has come true already, right? And that's where this feel like home feeling comes in. I actually had that, I think, a couple of times for different zodiac signs. It's interesting. That is so relevant right now, right? But to me, it's a big reminder. And the explanation in the book actually talks about the home not being necessarily an exact geographic location. It's the energy. It could be people that are dear and near to your heart, right? It's something more subtle, more abstract, but it's, in any case, it's certain energy, right? Or certain energy that you take on, that you get into, right? That gives you that sense. Yes, I'm comfortable, I'm comfy, I can relax and I can be myself, I can be open, right? So it's important to keep that in mind. Whatever plans and intentions you are setting for yourself and whatever you want to achieve this year, maybe at the beginning of the year. So let's see what the tarot tells us. For your love life, we have Nine of Pentacles. An interesting start of a single person in the love space, the world. Although from time to time I'm being reminded myself by my guides that in this spread I don't really have anything for your personal space, like yourself. So a lot of time that message, if that's important for you to know, it comes in a love portion of it. First of all, because it's also a personal relationship, right? An important one that you have with yourself. And B, because it falls into the same kind of category, right? Now, definitely not the same as work. You don't want to treat that as a work. The World card and the Moon card. Two major arcanas here. So, you could be dealing with a Capricorn or a Cancer here. For your career space, we have the High Priestess, another Cancer card. Four of Swords. And the Fool. The Fool is Aquarius energy. So many major arcanas, that's interesting. Wow. For your advice, we have the Lovers. This is Gemini energy. Pair of Cups. And the Chariot. Another Cancer. So I'm just gonna move some things around. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Cups. Yes, a lot of information coming at you at this time. So it's important to stay on top of things and prioritize what you're doing. So don't try, that's the general message I'm getting for you. With the Moon card, we have Pisces energy actually here. The general message is there will be a lot of stuff thrown at you. The good, the bad, and the ugly, everything. And one of the big tasks that you get during this time is to understand, to observe and understand what is real and what is not. What deserves your attention and what doesn't. At least right now, right? Because you need to prioritize for what you need to take on first. Yeah, maybe certain things it's worth taking a note for, you know, some future time. But it's important to be really specific about what you're focusing on right now. And yes, it will mean some difficult conversations and saying no to some people. And actually, as we're looking at your love space, I don't really see anything at all here about the relationship. You could be single, of course, but most importantly, even if you aren't, if you are in a relationship, this is a time to focus on yourself, where you are as an individual. Because even if you are, you know, in a very long-lasting, committed relationship, I don't know, maybe you've been married for 20 years, it's still important to have your boundaries and individual space, where you can do you, where you can express yourself, not as a couple, but as an individual, right? And that's what we see here. Remember to nurture and to, I'm looking for a word, like to pamper yourself, you know, to spoil yourself a little. Be careful with spending during Mercury retrograde. That's the only thing I'm gonna say here. Because in this deck, this card kind of talks about shopping a little bit, and like, you know, beautiful things, maybe wanting to beautify yourself or your space somehow. Just be careful, because yeah, Mercury retrograde time is prone to be the time when we make unnecessary or maybe, I don't want to say foolish, but maybe foolish purchases, stuff that we don't really need. Impulse purchases, that's what it's called. Yeah. They're not necessarily foolish, but they're impulse purchases where you see it, you like it, you buy it, and then the next day you're like, why did I decide to do it again? you know, and that's gonna last for most of the time of January. So if you can, try to go within, and we have the Cancer card, which is about intuition and emotions. It's about your connection with source. It's about again, understanding better yourself and why you react to certain scenarios the way you do. The World card, for some of you, will mean travel, but for most, it's about closing a chapter. And we actually have full moon just a day or two after I'm doing this reading. So this will kind of get you to a closure, or help you set yourself up for a closure of a cycle where you were supposed to do some sort of identity reshaping, right? Where you're recognizing who you are, what your likes and dislikes are, and how can you make yourself happy without relying on some external factors. Because that's kind of the plan that's, you know, destined to fail, really. It's not going to keep you content, only for short periods of time, but not really. And not even talk about happy. It's not going to be happy. In order to get to a truly happy place, you need to nurture that in yourself, understand what it feels like, what it means, and what gives you that sensation, that state. And it shouldn't be what other people say or do towards you. It should be something that you are more in charge of, that you can bring about, that you can create for yourself. It doesn't mean that other people are not able to give it to you, but they shouldn't be the only source of that happiness, whatever it is. For your career space, we have the High Priestess, and this girl is actually reading Torah. It says Torah on her parchment. And we have Four of Swords in the Fool. Yeah, so again, this is calling into your maybe even psychic skills for some of you. For others, just very strong intuition and how do I put it? Empathy. Yeah, strong empathy that allows you to see between the lines and to see much more than people are revealing in what they say and do. And it's super important to use that talent in whatever career you're building, whether it's something completely new that you're doing with a full card, it's a new journey, or you're embarking on maybe a self-employed journey, but doing something similar to what you used to do in the corporate world. Or maybe you're even staying where you are, but this is like you're looking at the same workspace with a new, fresh pair of eyes, right? Like you see it in a different light. And it's very important to be able to see it, first of all, from a balanced and rested state, not when you are tired or upset or angry with someone or something, right? So you're supposed to find a way to balance yourself out on a regular basis. It may take some time to get into the habit if you don't really have one, but it's totally worth it, and it will allow for you to apply yourself, you know, to your full potential and actually enjoy the process, not feel like, yeah, this is what other people are doing, or, you know, this mentor told me to go this way and do this, that's why I'm doing it. No, you should be and will be doing what you feel is right in the moment. And it doesn't have to fit into a particular box. That's critical. For the advice, so here we also have a progression of 6 and 7. Lovers, Three of Cups, and the Chariot. So it's movement forward, and I'm getting this vision of an amusement park, right? There's a fast ride, I don't know, maybe roller coaster ride, right? And people, there's this combination of joy and happiness and laughter, and also fast movement forward. And I know it's a little dualistic because you don't really get anywhere from the roller coaster ride. It's about the journey, about the process that way, which is not a bad concept anyway, right? You don't necessarily need to get stuck or fixated on the outcome and on reaching a certain result. It's important that you do exercise the energy of joy and that you are confidently moving forward. That will be critical to receiving what you want, whether it's in a personal life or professional. And then with the Lovers here, and I like this card because it's not so much about a romantic relationship, but to me here it's a lot more about friendship and compassion and having that open heart to other people. It's important that your relationships are balanced as well, not just you by yourself, like you're all grounded and super chill, but then when your, I don't know, cousin comes in, they piss you off in 5 minutes and you're angry and you're yelling. That's not it. That means you're still not balanced, really, right? If you can only keep that balance when you're by yourself, but other people trigger you and you lose it, I'm not saying that should never happen, but if that's something that happens quickly, that's a big red flag or like a big light bulb moment for you to look there, where it's missing that kindness, love, and compassion. How can you exercise more of it? And again, nobody's perfect. We all have our weaknesses in that regards and our trigger points. We are never going to be fully healed as long as we're here on planet Earth, but we can always try to do a little bit better every day and be a little bit more aware and release at least some of the negativity by exploring where it's coming from. Okay, let's get you some messages from your person to yourself. It turned out to be a pretty long reading compared to others, but I guess that's what you needed, Leo. Of course, check out the readings for other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I did explain in my December webinar what it means, why those placements are important. And they are important. If you're interested in getting the recording of that webinar, please contact me directly and we can work something out. So you have another Three of Cups and you have Page of Swords with a huge sword in this deck. So your person is saying that their biggest desire is to make you happy and make sure that every day together is a holiday, is a celebration. It's something that you can cherish later on and remember it with joy, maybe with a smile. From their side, they understand that they have big shoes to fill, so to speak, in terms of being a worthy partner, a worthy match for you. But they have a lot of determination to go for it and make a successful life for the two of you, be able to make your dreams come true as much as they can, protect you, look at that huge sword, and give you that comfort, give you that peace of mind and in your energy, to make sure that you don't have to worry, but you can actually turn your energy towards creating something new and beautiful in this world and sharing your love and light. Okay, I'm gonna leave you here, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.